Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? It's Burgers as usual. You know how we do it. Short time, it's a weekend. You know how we do it. We always have several interviews, podcasts, hosting one of the finest people in the fitness and wellness world. So this weekend it's not more different. We are still hosting someone. You guys hope you're excited to see who that someone is. But if you're just joining us from anywhere, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're streaming us from all over the world, we appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for always being there for us. But don't hesitate to share this stream to the entire world using your socials so that we can have an amazing audience interacting with us so that you can come in and ask your questions. So it's very important that you don't become selfish and share this stream with someone out there, perhaps who needs really this topic to help them. So basically today we are talking about foods, beverages that can amplify your weight loss if you're struggling with weight loss and all that, or if you just want to live a healthy life. You really want to be on this very live stream. But for those ones who are watching us, after this live stream, remember to comment, remember to like the stream, remember to share the stream with everyone out there so that they never miss. And you guys remember, we have a join button, we have membership. So if you're interested in joining our memberships, please click the join button right there. We have affordable packs. Everyone can afford our memberships just starting below 99 cents. So no excuse. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe so that you don't miss any of our live streams and our usual uploads. So without wasting your time anymore, allow me bring in my guest. Hope she's ready. Yes, what's up? How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. Happy New Year. How have you been? How is everything? We do still say Happy New Year because January is almost done.
I think we should say Happy New Year until end of Jan.
Until end of Jan. Yeah, we still have 1 day to go. But otherwise, how is the wellness world? How is fitness and all that kind of stuff?
It's going quite well. Only in the winter, I tend to be a bit dormant and less active than in the summer. But I try my best to keep myself in shape so that I do not relapse and get back into unhealthy lifestyles. But I do my best.
Oh, perfect. So, without further ado, just introduce yourself to the people watching us all over the world, who you are, and all that kind of stuff.
Hi friends, my name is Rachel and I am a YouTuber. I do fitness and meals and remedies. Recently, I changed or added something to my name. Before that, it was called Fitness and Meals, and now I added remedies to it because I realized I do mostly things to do with foods that can help you lose weight. It's not per se meal, a complete meal, but just small things you can adjust in your diet or adopt to help you lose weight or stay in shape. That's why I added that other remedies part to my name. So that's what I do. My channel is still in its infancy. I'm not yet monetized, but I'm working towards it. We are now at 923 subscribers. So today, from this chat, I expect to get the rest of the subscribers to get to 1K. So if you're friends of Girls Fitness, please become friends with me as well.
So, if we may ask, where are you based? If someone wants to, or which country are you from? Where are you based? Where are you currently I'm doing all this kind of stuff?
I am a Ugandan. I'm called Namboozo. And I come from Uganda, but I live now 4 years in the Netherlands. I found the love of my life here, so I moved to the Netherlands basically because I got married here.
Oh, perfect. So if I may ask, where do you get the passion? What drives you to start all the fitness and wellness kind of stuff?
To start off, I always like to live a healthy lifestyle without very strict rules. So that's why I started to eat healthy or to monitor what I eat. Not a strict diet, but to just monitor what I eat and as well incorporate fitness in my diet. But first of all, to really begin the YouTube journey is because of the lifestyle in Europe. I found myself very bored and I found the life here a bit boring. So I thought, what can I do to keep myself busy and as well keep myself in shape and benefit my body? So I found fitness to be one of the ways I can be keeping myself busy as well as benefiting my body physically, mentally, and of course, yeah, health-wise.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
absolutely perfect. So I think what drive you is basically, you trying to live a healthy life and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes I feel that's the way to go. I mean, some people actually they just live their lives the way they want. They are comfortable living the way they find the word. They don't mind about what they eat. For them, what they want to know is, am I putting anything in my mouth? And I've realized that's what most people are into. But I must commend you that for you just decided to take a step forward. And you're like, no, I need to start, eating healthier. So when did you start all this fitness and wellness thing? How long has it been? How long has the journey been ever since you started?
Okay, I think I have been doing fitness all my life, but to bring it out there on camera, I began it in 2018. That's when I thought of recording myself. But before that, I was doing it without recording myself. And I was not doing it like on a daily basis, but I did it like every now and then. But now, ever since I began filming, I made it like a lifestyle, whereby I cannot take a week without at least working out. If I'm too busy, at least I wake up and just do some stretches, quick stretches for 10 minutes before I go to work. But I make sure I've done something at least without having to waste a whole week without working out. So I think to be serious, I've done it from 2018.
Oh, so it's been like 3 years doing all this stuff. And what has changed, when you started living this kind of lifestyle? What has changed about you?
Oh, there's a lot that has changed. I feel in myself, I have a better peace of mind because when I just came here, I realized I'm slowly sliding into depression. Why? The lifestyle was different. In Africa, I was used to every day being in contact with friends and family, chatting about this and that. When you come here, it's yourself alone and your family, like your husband. If you don't have kids, it's you and your partner.
You
So
know?
the only person you talk to is your husband. And if you're not working, like then in the beginning, I was not working. So I had few contacts with people, and that plays with your mind. It was really making me get into depression. But ever since I began exercising and eating healthy, and of course now I work, life changed. I am a bit more jolly. I'm not depressed anymore. And of course, I am thriving. I can tell that through fitness and wellness, I'm thriving. I am a better person. Physically, I'm stronger because before fitness and exercise, I usually, yeah, I used to be very, they call it, in Dutch, they call it vermoeidheid, but when you're tired all the time,
Oh, you had like a kind of like chronic fatigue.
fatigue, you're
You're
always
not sick.
fatigued.
You're not sick, but you basically feel tired and you've not done a lot.
Exactly. I used to feel like that. You come back home or from work, you didn't do so much work at job, but you're just tired out of the blue. You just even when you just wake up, you're just tired. That was because my body, I think, was telling me something. And ever since I began this wellness and fitness, I don't experience fatigue anymore. I come back from my job and immediately I just continue in my house cleaning and what and what. You're just bursting full of energy. So those are one of the benefits of this journey. You always have a store full of energy. You have so much energy. You're not stressed. You're not depressed. So those are the benefits I can really tell physically that I got from this journey.
Oh, it's actually very important. That's why I think that will be a topic for another day, talking about fitness and mental health. I mean, how it helps to fix your depression and all that kind of stuff. But how did you find the language? I mean, I know you are from Africa, and I'm shifting to the Dutch. So how did you find the language? Couldn't that one have contributed to even the depression?
No, the language didn't contribute to my depression. I think that the depression part came because, like I said, I lost contact with people, my family,
Okay.
friends. And then the weather also contributed so much to my depression. And then not being able to work, because in the beginning,
Oh,
you don't want to get a job immediately when you move here. It's a different country, they talk a different language, you have to integrate first. They call it integration, and that involves learning the language. So the language didn't depress me, but as I said, the weather and lacking contact, human contact. But the language was easy for me because I like to learn, I like new things. So even coming from Africa, I'd already immersed myself into learning the language before I even stepped here. Because to come here, the one of the requirements, you need to learn the language and sit an exam in your country before you move here in that language. So I had done some practice on internet because I love everything on internet. Told myself most people who move here, the Ugandans I talk to, they go to an embassy, they get a teacher there who teaches them the language, and then they sit the exam, they pass or they fail. I don't know. As for me, I didn't want to waste any money because I know I can learn things on my own. I just went online, I downloaded everything I needed. I studied, did the exam at the embassy in Nairobi because I was then in Nairobi. I was studying at the University of Nairobi. So I did the exam there. I passed, and then the next thing was to process my visa and wait on getting here. So the language wasn't really a problem, though it's a difficult language, really very difficult. But I'm a type who likes to be challenged. So I just immersed myself into it. I did what I was supposed to do to learn it. And indeed, I learned it because the exam, I passed it immediately. I didn't fail it because I failed a couple of times to pass it. But I passed it, having studied on my own. And then when I came here, of course, again, you continue learning the language because the one you learn in Africa is just the basic exam to get you here. When you get here, you need now to learn some more language so you can now be allowed to work here. Like to work, you can do other jobs like the cleaning jobs, you don't need to know so much of their language. But if you want to upgrade yourself and do some level of jobs that you studied for, let me say at your academic level, then you really need to study the language. And that is a higher level now. So getting here, I just did the same, being home, studying all those months. Like it took me 3 months before I got a job. So all those 3 months, I was just studying on my computer. And then I did the exams and I passed it. Yeah. And then I got my job. And then the rest is history. So I was happy I had a purpose of living. Waking up every day and you're up to something is really important. So I don't
oh,
know.
perfect.
Some people are just comfortable with just waking up and there's nothing they're gonna do. But that really wastes your brain because there's nothing you're thinking or working towards to your brain deteriorates. You need something to give you a reason to wake up every day. So once I got my job, I realized I'm becoming more jolly. I feel like my life has a purpose. So after that, then my life became even much better. And then that's when I thought about this fitness thing. And then here I am again, still thriving and enjoying my
Oh,
happy life.
that sounds good. Let me first shout out some people here. Margaret, Annie's lifestyle. I see you. Thanks for coming through. Lillian, I also see you. Thanks for coming through and bring more people in here. So let's dive into our topic today: fitness and nutrition. But basically, we're focusing on those best foods and beverages that someone can take if they are on the weight loss journey. Doesn't stall, it's instead amplified, and they're getting amazing results. So let's look at your day, you as yourself, before we dive in the foods. When you wake up, I mean, what is always in your mind, what is always in your kitchen, and you're like, today that's what I'm gonna feed on: breakfast, lunch, snack, supper, and all that kind of stuff.
Sorry about that. So again, please come again.
So I was saying, diving into our topic today, I wanted to know about your typical day
Yeah.
of eating. So when you wake up in the morning, what is your breakfast like? What is your lunch like? Your snack, your dinner? What constitutes what you eat throughout the day?
To be honest, I am not a type of person who really is so strict with what I eat. I just want to watch what I eat. I'm not strict, but I just want to watch what I eat. So when I wake up, my typical day is a busy day, is a work day. So I'm not going to start to have the time to prepare a very lush breakfast or something. So I usually pick something very fast. And so my normal day will just begin with a cup of warm water. Because I'm a type who doesn't like to eat in the morning. I don't have the appetite to eat in the morning. So what I do, I just like to quickly get myself a cup of warm water. I drink that at about, because I leave my house at 7:30 in the morning. In fact, 7, because I need to be at my job at 7:30. So I take my water at 7 or a few minutes before I depart the house, and then I go. But I carry my breakfast with me to my job. Okay? So I carry usually the oats and yogurt, plain yogurt, not sweetened yogurt, just plain yogurt. So after carrying my yogurt, I just don't put it in the fridge because that cold yogurt has something, it plays with me in my tummy. So I just put it at room temperature. Then at about 10, that's when now I have the appetite to eat my breakfast. So my breakfast is really eaten at 10, about 10:30. So then I eat my breakfast, which is usually constituting mostly of usually yogurt and oats and then fruits in the oat. So maybe I'll just be switching up from apples to bananas to pears to whatever fruit I get my hands on to just make my breakfast rich. So it's just yogurt, oats, and then fruit. That's my breakfast at 10.
Then your lunch?
And then my lunch. Usually here we eat very light lunch. So my lunch will be a soup, depending what soup I made that day, maybe chicken soup, maybe pumpkin soup. Because if you see from our thumbnail, you see that I'm holding in one hand buttersquash, pumpkin, and then I'm holding a melon, a honey melon in another hand. So my lunch is usually a soup and then brown bread. I choose brown bread because of its fiber content. I never eat white bread because white bread has been stripped of all its nutrients. I just skip the white bread. I always go for brown bread and then as well a piece of fruit. So if I ate a banana in the morning in my yogurt, then I'll choose an apple later in the midday for lunch. So I'll take a soup, some brown bread to dip in my soup, and then some fruit. That is lunch. Simple.
Oh, perfect. And do you snack in between lunch and dinner?
No, I'm not a snacking person. I never snack. So I like to just have my meal, and in between, I don't snack. If I feel like snacking, then I'll just go and pick a mandarin. You know what mandarins are?
I'm not sure. Not sure
They're
really.
like abagita birumawa mu Luganda. Now, yeah, they're like oranges but smaller. I usually have some, but I think I don't have today. Maybe in the back. Nah. Anyway, they're like oranges, but they're smaller. So I usually go for that because it's quick. Or still, I'll put maybe another kind of fruit, maybe an orange itself or an apple, just to snack. But normally, I don't snack.
So, and your dinner lastly?
My dinner that is a banquet, and that is the culture of the Dutch people. They only eat once warm. They eat in the evening warm. During lunch, they just eat bread and other things, light things, because you're working. You don't have the time to sit and dine. There's no time. They only give you 30 minutes to work. That's just the culture. Even the bosses, even the CEOs, they carry their own lunch boxes. And in that lunch, when you look in it, it's just bread and a piece of apple or orange or banana. That's it. Even the boss, I was shocked my first time on my job to see my boss come and sit with us in the canteen where we eat our lunch from, and he opens his lunch box and there's just bread, mostly smeared by his wife. He smear butter on it and they put meat between it because they have, those processed meats, which are also very unhealthy, by the way. I don't do those. On my bread, there's usually peanut butter. If not, I'll put in of avocado, some healthier variations, but the normal Dutch people, they either put on jam is okay. I also use jam, because it's just fruit. But the processed meats they use, those ones are a no-no because they're also unhealthy. They are contributors of cancer. So those ones are scapegoats. So like I was saying, dinner now becomes a banquet. You eat warm. Now dinner time, that's when you eat a normal warm meal. So I cannot say what I eat for dinner because usually it's like a menu, a big menu. So you have a salad, you have a soup, you have the main course, then you have a dessert. So that's dinner. Usually, my dinner time is usually the real deal. You reward yourself after a long, hard working day. You have now the time you're home, you relax with your family, you sit down, prepare yourself a good meal, and then you can reward yourself after a long day. That's dinner.
Oh, perfect. Let me first shout out to Sharon and the family. Thanks for coming through. She's based in Germany, but she's from Kenya. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. And I have one question. And people who are watching us, perhaps they want to ask this question to you. What makes certain foods healthy and others unhealthy? What do you, as in a person, you as Rachel, what do you look at, regard this food as healthy and then disregard the other one?
Before I answer your question, I would like to say that food is a medicine. Food itself is a medicine to human beings because if you starve yourself without eating, you're gonna die. Okay? When you eat, you see that your body is getting back to nourishment and you live. So all food is medicine to human beings. Now the problem comes, how much are you eating of it? And how often are you eating of it? And how are you preparing it to eat it? That's where the problem comes in. Okay?
Okay.
So now to answer your question, what makes other foods healthy and others unhealthy, it will come in there. How much are you eating of that food? Then that food will become unhealthy. Because they say too much of anything is always bad. And what time are you also eating it? And then did I mention how much you're eating, what you're eating, and what time are you eating? Yeah. So basically, there's no bad food, there's no unhealthy food, but the habits of eating it is what makes it unhealthy. Take an example of, they say, this is now a beverage, red wine. They say it's good for your blood. I don't know what.
Yeah.
And one glass, they say. Now, if you go drink 10 glasses, that becomes a poison to your liver. Now, it's no longer medicine, it becomes a poison. So food can nourish you or break you. Take an example of potatoes, just normal potatoes, the Irish potatoes.
Yeah.
You cook them, you eat them. They won't do harm to you just once or just a few times in a week, maybe once a week. It will not harm you. But if you're a type who is eating potatoes Monday, potatoes Tuesday, potatoes Wednesday, Thursday, then that becomes too much because they are full of that high calories, the starch in it. It's going to make you fat. So there's no food that is unhealthy. It's how much you're eating of it and how you're preparing it. And how often are you eating it? That's my understanding. Of course, now it comes down to which foods are known to be more healthier than others. In this example, they talk about avocados being superfoods. They talk about vegetables. They tell you eat your veggies, eat your fruits. So those are the foods because they are fresh, and in their freshness, they contain what your body needs to be healthy. Okay? So I think people should just not say, oh, that food is bad. This is good. This is bad. Just monitor what you're eating and what times and how much of it are you eating. That's why you see people who are too obese. Take an example of some populations in America who are, I think you've watched that My 500 LB Life. People who are obese, they're over 500 LBs. Okay. If you monitor what they eat, they're eating things you also enjoy eating, like, mac and cheese. But how much are you eating of it? I don't know when I last ate mac and cheese. I like it, but I think I've eaten it maybe the last 2 years. The other person is eating it in the morning, in the middle of the day, and in the evening. Really, all those are calories you're ingesting, and you're not even active. When are you going to burn off those calories that you're ingesting? So the problem comes in, you're ingesting too much calories and you're not burning them. That's what causes the problem. If you look at athletes, their diets, they're full of a lot of calories because they are burning them.
Exactly.
Fat. So that is okay for them because they need it, because they're going to burn it. So I think we should not just pinpoint and say that food is bad, this is good, that's bad. No, all food is good for you, but how are you using it and how much are you eating?
I think that was it was worth mentioning because people will tell you, carbs are bad, quantity of starch is bad. But I always tell people if I'm going to the gym and I'm just going to have a heavy leg day and I ingest a lot of carbs, like 4 hours ago, so I don't really think the carbs are very ingested have an effect on me as long as I'm going to actually expend all that energy from the carbohydrates. So I think it depends on the context where you're eating your foods from, because most of us we eat because food is available and it's time to eat. And what I always tell people is food is our fuel. Food is what fuels us. So imagine you fuel your car and then you park your car at home or in your backyard or in the car park. Who's gonna use the fuel? Where's the fuel going to go? You
Nowhere.
understand? So as people, you've perhaps eaten a billion meals ever since you were born, but what you're expending is not even half of what you've eaten throughout that lifetime. So I think it's very, very important that we understand that food acts as our fuel, and we have to expend that fuel. We have to burn that fuel, and those are the calories she's talking about. So if you're someone who's sure you're not really active or you're just living a sedentary lifestyle, you don't have time to do all these workouts and all that kind of stuff, I think you better now watch what you eat. Watch the input, because your output is less, so watch the input as well. But what I've realized, most people right now, they have a lot of input. They are putting themselves a lot than what they try to burn or use, and that's what's causing overweight and all that kind of stuff. But like you've said, um, there's no bad food. The frequency and how much you eat is what makes it healthy or unhealthy. So strictly, someone is already unhealthy, they are obese, they are overweight, they have belly fat, they want to get a six pack, they want to get a small waist, and they have started their journey today. So which foods should they focus on, and perhaps why?
Did you mention that somebody is obese and they want to start their health
Yeah,
journey?
someone is obese, someone is overweight, someone is trying to get a six pack, someone is trying to get a small waist, and they feel this is the time to change their lifestyle, how they've been living. So, what food should they focus on? Foods, beverages, so that they can, get quicker results. Because I understand they want to really to get results. After that, they don't want to stop, they want to continue because they want to go back. They don't want to go back the previous ways. So, which kind of foods should they really focus on? Which kind of beverages should they really focus on so that they can, make their weight loss, fat loss, very easier for them, enjoyable, without starving themselves, and at the end of the day, get results.
Okay, I am not a professional nutritionist, so whatever information I'm going to give is my own personal experience or what I've seen or watched on health fitness and health programs. First of all, to begin with, the obese person, first look for what has been making you obese and eliminate that factor. Most times I see people who are overweight, they like to eat fast foods. If that is the culprit, then eliminate that slowly by slow, not drastically, because if you do it drastically, then you will not hold it up there. You will relapse back to it. So if you are type who was ordering in a week, let me say you're eating at McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken like 4 times a week, first reduce it to 2 halfway. Because you cannot say, okay, you just wake up and say no more fast foods. No, that won't work. Just go slow with yourself. Reduce it to 2. Once you have reduced it to 2, see how it goes. If you're already managing with only 2 servings of going to those fast foods, do it for some time and then now reduce it to 1. After reducing it to 1, see how it's going, and then finally reduce it to 0. Don't go to fast food restaurant anymore. Once you've cut out that, now try in your home to prepare your own fresh meal. Okay? Try to prepare your own fresh meals and also watch what you're eating in your own home, because in your own home you have control of what you eat. You have control of how much salt you're ingesting. You have control of how much sugar you're ingesting, because sugar is just the biggest culprit of weight loss. And in those foods we buy from outside there, you cannot control how much sugar there is in that food or salt. But in your own home, you'll be able to control how much sugar and salt you're ingesting. And then preparing your own healthy meals, if your base will be the first step to losing weight. And in those meals, there should be veggies, the biggest percentage on your plate. If your plate is 100%, then let 88% be veggies, and the other remaining be a little bit of carb and a little bit of protein. So once you've done that, then you notice that the difference is starting to come. It will not be an overnight success. It is a journey, especially if you're having a lot of kilos on your body. It will be a journey. But do not rob yourself of your favorites if you're trying to lose weight, because that's what makes people give up on their weight loss journeys, being too strict on themselves. And then after some time, they relapse back to their usual behaviors of indulging in unhealthy eating. So every now and then, just allow yourself to eat something you like. Just now and then, not always. Now, cut out the sugars. Now we're talking to the obese person. Sugars, the colas, the Fantas, all those sodas, cut them out completely, because those ones, you're not getting any benefits from them. Nothing good comes out of those things. I even know that I always ask my husband, what is in that cola that is so addictive? People are addicted to cola like it's a poison. It's a drug, actually. And then they bring this nonsense of zero sugar cola. It's even worse than the other normal cola. So if you can cut out those sugars, then you're good to go, by the way. Because me, I noticed I completely cut out even the normal sugar, the powder sugar you add in your tea. I never add that to my what? To my beverages. If I'm drinking a cup of green tea like this one, I'll add in honey. If I'm at my work, at my home. If I'm at my job, I don't add in anything. Honey is also a sugar, but it's a natural sugar. In all the foods we eat, there are sugars, but they are natural. So they're not as bad to you as the added sugars.
And pause it a little bit there. What I always tell people is when God made a poison, he also made an antidote for it. For example, when you eat these vegetables and fruits and all that kind of stuff, they have got sugar. But the difference with what the human being manufactured or what is manufactured in the factories is God got a lot of fiber and put it in that very fruit. So that's what makes it non-poisonous. But when it comes to the manufactured kind of things that we eat, just simply processed sugar, just you're just leaking sugar.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And for us, what I noticed the difference between the diet in Africa and the diet here is packed with sugar. People here have a sweet tooth. Everything has sugar. And the Africans, for them, they have a savory tooth. They like salty things. So that's what the contrast I noticed. In Africa, there's a lot
of... And let me tell you what's happening right now is it's because we are trying to adopt the Western culture. I mean, if you looked at how our grandpas and how our fathers lived, they were feeding on natural food. They used to go hunt for these natural foods, hunt for these animals, which were feeding on natural grass, which are not fed in houses, and it's such kind of stuff. But if you look at what's happening in Africa right now, it's because we are tending to adopt the Western culture of eating, and that's why we are suffering from the kind of disease that we never had to suffer, and which we are only being which we are realizing people from the Western. So that's what is happening in Africa right now.
Yeah, that's true. I agree totally. Now we were talking to the obese person. After monitoring what you're eating, now incorporate some fitness. It's hard, it's boring. Some people find it boring. I don't find it boring, but I've talked to a few of my friends in Uganda. They think fitness is boring. But if you are going to find I think I always tell my friends there are only a few medicines or doctors in this world. There is exercise, that is one medicine. There is eating healthy, the second medicine, and then there is rest. Those are three medicines we need in life: eat healthy, exercise, and rest. And I always tell my friends that eat your food as if it was your medicine. Otherwise, in later time, in your lifetime, you'll have to end up eating your medicines as if they were your food. Why? Because in your younger years, you fucked up your life. Sorry for that word. You see? So eat your food as if it was medicine, so that in later years, you don't have to eat your medicines as if it is food. Now let's look at...
I would beg that you repeat for them that kind of they understand that medicine and food and how you really interchange the two so that they can really get to know what it means. It's very important. I would beg you actually repeat that one for our viewers who are watching us right now, because even me, it has touched me, because I see so many people that are taking like a plate of medicines. They have diabetes, they have dyslipidemia, they have hypertension, they have hypercholesterolemia. So they're basically taking like a plate of medicine and that's their food. So it's very, very important that you echo for them what you've just said.
Yeah, that means that right now, when you're still in your younger years and you're healthy, you should use your food as if it was a medicine. That means do not go eating all the greasy, fatty, unhealthy things. Choose the healthier ones, knowing that these are going to nourish your body and make you healthy at this moment. If you don't do that, later on you will be sick and having all these lifestyle diseases, and you'll have a touch of medicines, and you have to be forced to eat those to make you now healthy. That becomes your food now. Yet you should have done that when you were younger, eating your food as if it was a medicine. That means you're minding what you're eating or what you're eating. You're conscious of what you're ingesting. That becomes like a medicine. For example, medicine, doctors tell you take 2 in the morning and take 2 in the evening. He doesn't say take 4 at once. So even with food, healthy food, you're gonna be minding. If you were eating, let me say, what food is addictive? Let me say, sugar. Okay, yeah. If you're now addicted to colas, which have sugar, if you drop them out and then switch it to, maybe if you're going to reach for a cola, reach for a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice. Okay, that is like a medicine, because it's gonna do you better in your body than the cola you would have drunk. That becomes your medicine. So you are eating your food as if it is a medicine at that point to nourish your body, take care of you. If you don't do that and reach for colas which are packed with sugars, later on in your life, you'll have high blood pressure, you'll have diabetes, and now you'll have to switch up this food for medicines to nourish your body. The medicines for blood pressure, to take care of that blood pressure, take care of that high blood sugars. So at that moment, you're just taking all these medicines to help your body, heal up. Yet now it's too late. You have already caused the damage to your body. So if you had eaten your food in your earlier years as if it was medicine, being mindful of your later health, then you would have been in a safer position. You wouldn't be having those lifestyle diseases. That's what that saying means. Means, or in layman's language. I hope I've done my best.
Wow, I mean, this is like the highlight of this interview. And if I were the viewer right now, I would actually crop out this very segment that you've explained, and keep rewatching it, and then it keeps motivating, because it really touches, because it explains how everything is supposed to be when it comes to medicine. I mean food, and especially disease. So you've really explained it in a layman's language that everyone can understand out there. So we're still talking about the foods and all that before I distracted you a little bit. So you can perhaps continue from there where we had stopped, about the obese person, cutting out the sugar and processed foods and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Now we are talking about, you talked about somebody who wants a slimmer waist.
Yeah.
Okay, for that person, there are also certain foods which help you achieve that. if you are a type who doesn't want to go through the exercise routines, because it's not for everybody. It takes some commitment
Yeah.
to adopt a fitness routine. But you can also achieve the same results through food. There are two roads. You can get that waste through exercise. You can get that waste through adjusting what you're eating. So for me personally, I don't have so much waste fat. Why? Because I discovered earlier on that there are certain foods you can put in your diet that can help you with achieving a flatter tummy. And with these foods, for me, which have worked for me personally, they are oatmeal for breakfast. So I switched eating bread for breakfast and maybe just a cup of dry tea, water and tea, to just eating yogurt with oatmeal. And this really helps because even the former first lady, Melania Trump, that's what she says. She also eats oats for breakfast and yogurt. And look at her. She has a gorgeous body.
She's a model.
Gorgeous body. So that really works. When people think food does not help you get that desired body, it does. Like I just said earlier on, food is a medicine. But people think food is just to get you full and get you rid of hunger. No, it's also means you can use it to get that body you want. So first of all, we are talking about that oats for breakfast.
So and why oats? What's so special about oats? That's what someone wants to know before they even think about them.
I have read about oats, and the major component they contain is they're high in soluble fibers. Okay. And those fibers are the ones which keep you full for a longer time. Because you are getting fat because you're overeating, or you're eating fatty foods, or you're eating too much calories which you're not burning. So if now you eat something that is going to suppress your appetite, that means the oatmeal, they're going to keep you full for long. If you had eaten 2 slices of bread in the morning at about 7, at around 9:30, you're going to be hungry. And your brain is going to tell you, oh, pick something to eat. Probably you're going to reach out for something else to eat. Those are calories you're ingesting. But if you ate a bowl of oatmeal with yogurt, remember, yogurt is also very good for weight loss, then you're going to be full the whole morning. And the next time you're going to look at the hour, it is already midday. And now it's time for lunch. So between 7 and midday or 1, you haven't eaten anything, but you're full, you're not hungry. Why? Because you ate one meal which was substantial. That's what oats do. They keep you full for a longer time, so you don't go craving and eating in between meals.
Yeah, and on top of that, you're also getting the carbohydrate you need from oats as well. So on top of the fiber, it contains, of course, natural carbohydrates as well. So it's very important. I myself, my experience with oats, I haven't been taking oats I've never actually eaten oats still when I started this whole fitness thing, because in Uganda oats they're fucking expensive. In supermarkets they're really, really expensive. So I just tried them. So I was blending them. I'll just put my oats in a blender, a couple of soy milk powder, and of course fruits and all that, and blend. Trust me, just 200 mils of that smoothie takes you long for like 5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what she's talking about, I can actually testify me myself.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So that's why it's good for weight loss. It's going to keep you full for a longer time, so you won't be craving into meals to eat unhealthy. And another one is, for me now, I'm mentioning the things I use to achieve minimum fat around my waist area. And now incorporate celery. Celery, I think you know celery, that green stem?
Yeah.
Yes. Celery contains a lot of magnesium and also contains a lot of water, being hydrated, and good healthy salt. Very good for weight loss. So if you can get your hands on celery, you can use it in smoothies. If it is really not that, because its taste is not that friendly, some people, they find it not that nice. But you can also make soups with it or salads with it. But most times I make smoothies with it, or just blend it, make a juice it, and just drink the juice out of it. If I feel like, oh, I'm patching up in my waist area and I need to lose some, then that week I'm gonna only be doing juicing of celery. It really helps. Why? How does it help? First of all, it's gonna make you realize that you're losing weight very fast. Why? Because it is how do they call it in English? Uh, and antibiotic is gonna remove that water weight. So that it's gonna chikukamula mama.
So if it acts as a diuretic in medicine, you're actually peeing a lot. You're
Yes.
either to make you urinate more than usual and get rid of that extra water. That's
Yes, because also having too much what they call moisture in English, in Dutch it is vocht in your body. It's not very good. That's why you see some people are swelling in their ankles, they are what, when you notice old people are swelling up, I don't know where, because their kidneys are not excreting the way they're supposed to. So also when you use celery, it helps you towards that, to get rid of that excess water that is sitting in wrong places where it's not supposed to be. So with weight loss, it's going to help you lose that excess water. Sometimes in our bodies, in our tummies, it's chubby because it just has water weight. So when you use celery, after some time, you're going to notice that you're losing that water weight. The first days, you're going to realize that you're losing that water weight that you've been having on your tummy, which is also very good to achieving your result, because in the end of the day, you just want to just have a flat tummy. So it doesn't matter whether you've lost the water weight or fat weight. All you want to do is just look flat around that area. So desperate times go for desperate measures. So you just go for the celery.
Oh, perfect.
So that works for me. Another thing I use in my weight loss is what? Green tea. Green tea and herbal teas. I was reading about green tea. Actually, I think it has joined the list of superfoods, I think. Somewhere I read. But green tea, I use it a lot. If you check in my kitchen cabinet where I keep my teas, I have different types of green tea. In fact, I don't take the normal tea. I have that English blend, they call it here, that normal tea we take in Africa. I only use it when I want to take some English tea in milk. And that is once in a blue moon, like maybe once in 2 weeks, I take that green tea. But most times I'm taking, that black tea. Most times I'm taking green teas of different kinds. It helps you with weight loss because it works, first of all, as an antioxidant. The first thing you want to do when you want to lose weight is to make sure that your body is not containing any poisonous substances. And the way you can do that is detoxing your body. And one of the ways you can detox your body is by taking green teas. Once you have gotten your body rid of those poisons, because even fat is a poison to your body, too much of it. Of course, some fat is good because your organs need to be lined with fat for insulating your body from cold and I don't know what. But too much of it can become a poison to you and other bad metals in your body. So first detoxify your body by green tea. And also green tea helps you with metabolizing a lot. Metabolism means breaking down food very fast. Because some people have a low metabolism. Have you ever eaten food and you stay for hours so full? Your body is not really working at a pace supposed to be.
Exactly. They have a slow metabolism, and we call them. They have a certain kind of body type. We call them endomorphs. Where these people, even if they eat less, they can't use it. It ends up in being stored. So they basically have a slow metabolism.
Yes. So the only way you can increase one of the ways you can increase your metabolism is by taking green tea. But you have to mind when you're taking it. Don't take it immediately after eating. That is not good. Take it like a half hour before eating. Take it a half hour before going to bed. Don't take it immediately when you're going to bed. Also, another thing I noticed, I don't know, what time do you eat your dinner?
This side, it depends where you live. If you're living in the urban setting, you're eating your dinner at around maybe 6 to 8 p.m. If you're someone who lives in the village, it's always, stretches up to 9, 10 p.m.
And that is very dangerous because and then what time does this person go to bed? The person eating at 10 p.m.
And in the village, of course, immediately after eating, the next is shower and go to bed. But sometimes some even don't shower; they go straight into the bed.
which is not good at all. You're not supposed to go immediately to bed after eating. You're supposed to eat your food at least an hour before you go to bed. At least. We do it wrong in Africa.
Very wrong.
You shouldn't go to bed with a full tummy. Actually, you should go to bed
I
when
think I think by then we used to be like we were eating healthy foods. I mean, with the low calories, with a lot of fiber and all that kind of stuff, compared to what we are eating today.
Yeah, that is true. But still, whether you've eaten a healthy meal, because even if you've just eaten your plate full of a salad, you're not supposed to go to bed when your tummy is full. You're supposed to go to bed when the food has already been digested. So that's why it's important to take that green tea at least a half hour before you go to bed.
And if to correct with what you're saying with metabolism is when you eat food and then you immediately go to bed, what happens is there's something we call basal metabolic rate. Basically, your body switches off everything else and it leaves your metabolism to the most important organs like your brain, to keep you resting a little bit, for your heart to keep working, for your breathing to continue. So for the other kind of energy and everything, it is switched off. So which means if you've just gone to bed, most likely the food you have eaten is not going to be pushed to best use. That's number one, because your body's metabolism is down.
Yeah.
I just basically prepared you to sleep. So you can only have your heart working, your lungs working, and your brain working. But all other stuff, tissues and all that, they kind of rest.
Yes, and you need that's the purpose of you going to bed. You need your body to rest so that you can prepare for the next day. So if you go to bed when you're full tummy, you're gonna put your body to work while you're sleeping. What is gonna happen when you wake up? You're tired because your body has been working all night. It's not been resting.
Yeah, and you're true about that, because people who binge eat, for example, you binge eat and you go to bed. One thing that happens when you wake up when you're very hungry. What does that one mean is your body throughout the whole night, it's been working, trying to deal with the sugar that you ate and all that kind of stuff, converting it into glycogen and fat for storage. So while you think you are sleeping, actually, you are actually
working.
Yes. So you actually wake up when you're super tired.
Exactly. That's why for us in Africa, when I come here, I notice that we are sluggish compared to these Muzungu people. We are too sluggish in our everything we do. I think it's also up to our lifestyle. When you sit down to eat, you eat a big plate full of ugali, of posho, and beans in just one sitting. Oh. So you are just overpacking your body with too much at a time.
And you are asking about sugar and why it's addictive. And people sometimes they think when we talk about sugar, we talk about table sugar. But sugar stems from fructose, glucose, sucrose, maltose, starch, and all that kind of stuff is sugar. So when you're taking your ugali, or what we commonly know as posho, you're basically taking sugar as well. But the problem with sugar is it causes, like, we call it brain fog, where your brain, your basically not really, and you can relate when you used to be in school and you've eaten a lot of posho and you have an afternoon lecture or class. What you're doing, you're basically dozing, because that kind of sugar, it really causes brain fog. And brain feels like it is at rest. You understand? You fed it a lot of sugar, so it's not really super active. And that's what she's talking about, that actual sugar makes you sluggish if you take a lot. And you hinted on why it's actually addictive is if you look at sugar, especially fructose, I'm just talking about the other sweet sugar, the fructose that is found in table sugar, that is found in fruits, juices, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, high fructose, corn syrup, such kind of stuff. It basically activates your limbic system. This is a system in your brain that actually controls your emotions. I mean, it controls the release of those feel-good hormones, dopamine, and all that kind of stuff. So that's why most people are addicted to sugar, because after eating sugar, you feel calm, you feel good, and all that kind of stuff. So every time they want to feel good, they feel like tasting on that sugar. And That's what makes it addictive.
Yeah. So yeah, for that when now we're talking about that somebody who wants a flat waist, we are talking about the things they can eat to achieve that. We are talking about oats, and then we were talking about green tea. And how does
Yeah.
green tea help you lose weight? We are talking about
Yeah,
it
one you
improves.
said it boosts your metabolism. You said it's well, first of all, it's calories free, so it does not contain any calories, but it's very rich in antioxidants. And one of the rich antioxidants, there's an antioxidant called epigallocatechin, and this actually has been proven by research that it is involved in the prevention of certain cancers. That's how powerful green tea is.
Yes. Look at the people who overuse green teas in their diets, like the Chinese. They are the longest living populations in the world, even the oldest. Why? Because of their diets. Because of their diets. So green tea, you shouldn't underestimate it. And also how it helps you lose weight. It helps you burn fat, of course, because you want to lose fat. So it has to be burnt. So it burns fat and helps you also, if you're into fitness, it helps you exercise and exercise longer. So it gives you that longer endurance during your workouts. That's why if you drink, like you make green tea, frozen green tea, not frozen, but they call it in English, what's the name? Iced tea. You can make your
Okay.
own iced tea. So you just cook green tea, make it hot, and then cool it down. Put it in the fridge. That's iced tea. So when you're going to work out, it's in your bottle, if you have a bottle for working out. So instead of water, you're sipping on that. So if you're working out, it's going to give you that long endurance for you to work out longer. If you are maybe you're supposed to work out for 20 minutes, you go maybe another 30 minutes. So that's another advantage of what? Of green tea. Yeah.
So let's briefly look at the ingredients of green tea. I mean, somebody who's, I mean, like a typical Ugandan who is just watching this live stream right now, and we're talking about green tea. So they want to know how to make that green tea and the ingredients of that green tea.
Give me a moment.
Okay, fine. So whoever is still watching us, Walingo comment, thanks for joining us. I see you. I respect you, man. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for the thumbs up. And I still have fitness meals, or the one you call Rachel. She's still in the building. She's still telling us the best foods, the best beverages you can capitalize on if you really want to lose weight very, very fast. So we have talked about, oats, we have talked about green tea, we have talked about a lot of stuff. So hope you guys, you've been actually taking notes. But she's coming back in a few. Please do not move a muscle. Just keep around, because she still has a lot to, tell us. She has told us that actually food is our medicine. And if you don't use food as a medicine right now, in the future, basically your medicine will act as food. After getting all these chronic diseases, you have a metabolic syndrome and all that kind of stuff, you'll be like basically taking a plate of, meds. So if you don't want to use food as your medicine today, you perhaps use medicine as your food in the future, maybe a few years to come. So it's very, very important that you mind about what you're eating right now, so that your food can act as your medicine now, not a medicine acting as food in a few years to come. So my guest, she's back. She's back. Uh, we're still talking about green tea. So I was still asking you, a typical Ugandan who's watching this live stream and she has never heard about green tea. So what she or she should prepare when they reach home? What should they get as their green tea? Because those are the questions that will perhaps be coming out.
Okay. First of all, everybody, I think the audience we're talking to right now, they all have phones and they have access to internet. Okay? And that can empower you by searching up things. Okay? So for me, the green teas that I have here, I have a lot of them, but I'm just gonna bring out a few to show you some of the examples of green teas and what is in that green tea. I'll try my best to tell you the ingredients as far as my knowledge goes of what is in there. I've gotten just a few. Now I'll begin off with these ones I'm holding in my hands. Right here, I have chamomile tea. This is also a type of herbal tea. It's not pure green tea, but it's a herbal tea. Also very good for weight loss. And in this chamomile, I don't know what they call it in chamomile. Some of these names are in English. I don't know what they call them in our local language. But if you search them up, I think you'll know what I mean. Chamomile is a type of plant which has such kind of leaves. I think even these leaves grow widely in our bushes in Africa. I think when we were playing as young girls, we used to see such leaves growing, but we didn't know what they were. Apparently, these are very good for tea. And this comes in sacks like this. And inside there's just a sack of powder, and it contains, chamomile tea. It's very good for weight loss. But the pure green tea looks like this. I think I have some green tea here. This is green tea rooibos. This one in it, and in here there are leaves, not leaves, like dried leaves of green tea. I can show you, and if I put on my hands, so I'm gonna do this. So you're gonna see they're just particles of dried leaf or stems put together or crushed together to make you have some kind of green tea mixed with rooibos. Rooibos is also a plant. That's why I'm saying whoever has a phone, later on you can go back and search up these words, what they mean. I cannot be able to explain to you what they are called in our local language because I'm not that good in my local language, but in English, they are called those names I'm trying to explain. And in this green tea, if I read down here, it just contains green tea rooibos, and that's it. Also very good for weight loss, this one. And here I also have green tea with magnesium. Also good for weight loss in this green tea. What's good with green tea is that it's non-fermented. That's the best factor with it. It's non-fermented tea like the normal tea we take, the black tea in Africa, that is fermented. Once you ferment it, you also strip it of its other good nutrients. But this tea here, which is green tea, is never fermented. That's why it's called green. It's still green. It's not fermented. And not, so it spares its usual nutrients. And in this green tea here, it contains, if I would look the ingredients, it has green tea, it has some ginger. Also, I was about to get there. Ginger is also very good for weight loss and achieving that flat tummy if you want. So this one contains ginger and lemongrass. That one we have in Uganda. I think lemongrass is called, help me here, Giros. I think lemongrass,
the problem in Uganda, what the punishment God gave us first is giving us different languages. So what I'm in my own local language, it's not perhaps what you call it in Uganda. So that's why it's really hard, but let's go with English because everyone can contextualize well with English.
Yeah, lemongrass is echisubi in Luganda. And also Ugandans drink echisubi, by the way, as tea. Because when I was young there, I used to see my grandma making echisubi in tea. And think even omujaja is something in English, but I don't know what they call it in English because in Uganda it's called omujaja. So there are types of herbal tea which you can use for weight loss. But as Ugandans, when you see something local, you think it's not good enough. We think something gotten from another country is the best. Yet what you have in your backyard, it's also the same thing.
People might start thinking that you're becoming a witch when they see you not going to the bushes and picking all that kind of stuff.
No. Medicine is in your backyard, trust me. So this is another type of green tea. And this one is called green tea China butter. This one. So it contains, let me say, they say it has a little caffeine. No, that caffeine, that substance in tea and coffee. So this green tea is good because it contains less caffeine, but also very good for weight loss. But I have a very good magical tea, this one, for those who want to lose weight. It's called fat dissolving tea. This one, it's from China, direct from China. I don't think we have this in Uganda. But I think you can obtain it on some websites if you go searching. Even on Amazon, I think you can get it. Fat dissolving tea. And I think Amazon also ships to Uganda or to other places because even most of
Yeah,
us.
it does. It does ship to Uganda.
Yeah, so you can also obtain this Nanyung tea. It's called Nanyung tea. It's for dissolving fat. Now, like I said, desperate times go for desperate measures. You don't want to work out. You want fast results. Then obtain this fat dissolving tea. It can also dissolve your belly fats and you can achieve that look you want. There is also ginger and orange. Like I said, ginger is also very good in weight loss. This one is even almost finished. There's only one sack left. That's how serious I am with my herbal teas. Also, rooibos tea, very good for weight loss. More green tea here, as you can see, very good for weight loss. So if you're a type who just want to achieve weight loss without exercising, it's true, you can achieve it. Like I said, just watch what you're eating, incorporate some elements in your diet, and you lose weight without working out. As
So
for me,
basically, reduce your calorie intake and boost your metabolism to burn the fat that you already have. And
yes,
that's what I'm trying to say.
yes.
So metabolism, get all these antioxidants so that your body is basically healthier and your metabolism is over the roof and you're not taking in a lot of calories, a lot of sugar and all that kind of stuff. And then burn off that fat without necessarily exercising, because you can, improve fat burn while you are sleeping, while you are at rest, with such kind of stuff that she's, giving you.
Yes. Yes. So we have finished now the green tea. Now let's talk about ginger and lemon. For that somebody who wants to get, flat tummy. Because most ladies, that's their problem. That fat
That's an
around.
obsession, actually.
Yes. So you can get that by using these things. Now another thing is ginger and lemon. You can use the fresh ginger. That one is obtainable everywhere. We have it in Uganda. Also, lemons are obtainable on limes. Those ones you can just crush them up or grate them, cook them like some concoction, always in your diet, maybe 3 times a week or 4 times a week. And then you have yourself some nice concoction for weight loss or achieving your flat tummy. Otherwise, you can also buy something like this. It's called a ginger drink. It's a sack. It comes in sacks like this. And in there are granules. There are granules of ginger. I think it's crushed with some other elements, but it contains fructose. So it has already added sugar.
Okay.
So if you have to watch out how much of this you're taking because it has added sugar. With this, you don't have to add anything. It is already sweet on its own. But it's also very good for weight loss or burning fat, because what ginger does, it helps you burn fat. So you can mix it in with some.
There's a lot of antioxidants as well, which makes your body healthy, to fight certain diseases.
Yes. So I think have I answered all the questions you asked about somebody who.
Yes. So we've talked about oatmeal. We've talked about ginger. We've talked about green tea. We have not come about to talk about the foods, the normal food that someone cannot miss out. Let's talk about stuff like proteins and that kind of stuff. What should someone focus on?
The best.
And you also hinted about coffee and the caffeine.
Oh yeah. I know. I was hinting about the elements in this green tea. That it's good because it contains less caffeine. Because caffeine is good because it keeps you awake for those who want to be alert, but too much of it is also not very good.
It's addictive.
It's addictive. So that's why I mentioned.
We call them psycho drugs. It's a psycho drug. So you find yourself addictive to it.
So we go into the foods, The foods you should.
Let's go to the meals now. The typical meal. The typical usual meals that people must try to eat, because people try. Okay, I've taken green tea, I've taken coffee, I've taken ginger and all that kind of stuff, but I need to keep myself full. So what should you focus on?
Like I said, no food is bad depending on how you're using it. So me, I'd advise somebody to just eat their meat. Because I see on these weight loss channels and doctors who are advising patients to lose weight, to drop the carbs, the big carbs. So if you're eating a plate of food, make sure it has lots of veggies and some piece of meat. Meat is not bad for if you're trying to lose weight. Actually, it's good for you. In fact, the element they leave out those doctors on their patients is the carbs. So there's no potatoes, that one is left out, but it has her plate is full of veggies and some meat. So whatever meat you get your hands on, in Africa, Africans like a lot of fish. They like a lot of, yeah.
Salmon, because we can't afford salmon here.
Yes, but whatever fish is there, we have a lot of tilapia, we have mukene. Though some
Yeah.
people think that's a poor man's food. No, that is very good food, by the way, mukene. I think they're called sardines in English. I don't know if that's the name.
Yeah, sardines.
Sardines. So such things. So even it's the cheapest in Uganda, mukene. Do not underlook it or underestimate it. I can't get it here. If I could, I would even be eating it. Only problem, it really stinks so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's nice, it's healthy for you. So beans is the quickest and cheapest source of protein.
Perfect.
Yes. So if you want to get your proteins for weight loss, then go to the bean side and legumes. Beans and legumes. That we include beans and peas, and what other food branches is in there?
Even nuts have some protein as well.
Yes, and G-nuts. G-nuts, Ugandans use it a lot as a paste to make sauces. Those are the sources of protein you can go to if you don't want to go into the expensive other side. But even meat, don't skip it, because it's good for you as long as it's not fatty. Lean meat.
Yeah,
Use that.
lean meat. It's very, very important that you mention lean meat, because
Yeah.
when it has a lot of fat on it, we know the fat from meat and all that stuff. It's really the LDLs or the low density lipoproteins, which are really not good cholesterol for you. So that's why she's really emphasizing it should be lean, as in that red meat.
Yes, but also not too much of it, because again, too much red meat, doctors tell us is not good for you. But like I said, everything you eat in minimum, in control, it is okay for you. So
And,
yeah,
and I myself, coming from the medical field, I would understand why they say that, because one thing meat have is it has almost all the essential amino acids, the proteins. You understand? Isoleucine, all that kind of stuff. They're found in meat. So if you want to eat something that is very rich in protein, then it has to be meat. Because if you look at plant protein, the problem with plant protein is it contains a lot of fiber, it contains a lot of phytates, and those phytates sometimes they inhibit the absorption of certain amino acids and other kind of stuff. So if you eat like that's why they are so filling. They contain a lot of fiber, a lot of phytates, the legumes, the peas, the beans, and other kind of stuff. So when you eat a lot of them and you want to make them your main protein source, you're actually inhibiting the absorption of certain nutrients. But if you look at meat, if you look at the bioavailability of protein in meat, it's almost 100%. So it's very, very important that you have some meat. But on top of that, eating a lot of protein, because protein is what builds your muscle. My skin, my muscles are basically built up by protein. So muscle is basically metabolically active compared to any other, maybe compared to fat cells and other kind of cells. So you actually burn a lot of calories when you have a lot of muscle mass on you, as opposed to when you have a lot of fat mass on your body. So you're actually burning a lot of calories by, eating a lot of protein. But also protein, what helps is protein, when there's something we call thermic effect of food. You basically eat food, digest food, if that makes sense. You use a lot of energy to digest certain foods, and much of the energy is actually used by your body when you actually have eaten protein. So you basically you basically break a lot of calories. You burn a lot of calories trying to digest protein, if you get what I mean. So which means even by just eating protein and trying to digest it, you're already burning a lot of calories, and hence weight loss. So that's why protein is very, very key when it comes to this. And that's why most people, doctors and everyone, we actually emphasize it.
Yes. You're right. You're right. So, and then, yes, yeah, for weight loss, just skip the carb bit of it. If your plate is full of veggies and protein, that's a bit of meat or fish or eggs, then you're good to go. You're good to go. And then also avoiding snacking in between. That will really help you towards your goal of achieving your weight loss plans.
So on foods, we've emphasized protein and has to be either from legumes or meat.
Yeah, or fish.
And fish as well, because actually what makes fish special is it doesn't have the other bad cholesterol. It instead has the good cholesterol, the HDLs that you need. It has omegas three or six fatty acids. I'm not really pretty sure about that, but it has the good lipoproteins that your body needs. So fish actually is one of the healthiest sources of protein on the earth.
That's true. And then, of course, things like avocados, they also contain very, very, very good components if you want to lose weight. And they're also superfood, avocados. People use it as a baby food. Babies are trying to begin eating. They use avocados a lot in their diets. That means there's something good in avocados, which you can also use as a person trying to lose weight to incorporate in
Yeah,
your diet.
there's a reason why avocados, I think they are called superfoods. One of them contains a hell of antioxidants. Number two, very rich in protein. Number three, very rich in healthy fats. So basically, everything about avocado is very, very, very good, and it's one of the cheapest that you can ever get.
True. They are here, they're expensive.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Here,
Very
here.
expensive and very tiny. Let me show you an avocado here and tell you how much it costs.
Yes, Ferin Tishi, thanks for coming through. You're saying you're still watching the artist. Thanks so much. My host has gone to bring for us and show us what an avocado is and why it's actually expensive in Netherlands.
I'm back.
There you are.
So you see, these were two avocados. I ate one already. They come in a pack like, see how tiny it is? So they come,
Oh, well, they're really very small.
two of these are 3 euros. Now, 3 euros in Ugandan shilling, that becomes, let me count for you, because now a euro is buying 4,200. So
So
3 euros,
that's like 15,000 almost.
yes, 12,000.
And
12,000.
yeah, those two is just 600 Ugandan shillings.
And they're tiny. You never get those big avocados of Uganda. These are the avocados we get, and they're imported and so
Oh,
expensive.
oh, then for us there we are blessed.
No, a lot.
Mm.
So, but I usually buy them. If they're expensive, I never look at the price because I know how good they are. I usually have avocados in my diet.
Perfect.
Yes. So, where were we again? If I ran away.
So we finished the avoc, and why they are superfoods containing good antioxidants, good protein, good fats, and people who are looking forward to frying. You have the avocado oil. I know it's a little bit expensive, but it's really nice and gives you options from the other hydrogenated vegetable seed oils.
But the best oil I think there is olive oil. I never use any other oil in my house. I use olive oil for everything, for cooking, for salads, everything, for frying.
But it's really expensive, right?
Yeah, it is, but life is also expensive. You want to go to a hospital when you have some coronary heart disease and you need to pay millions to get operated. If you are,
I know.
so yeah, life is also expensive,
Okay, so we are done with the avocados. Anything else?
Anything else for weight loss, I would advise people to adopt soups, making themselves soups at home, fresh soups for weight loss. Because with soups, what they do, they are liquids, they easily get digested quickly than if you ate a plate full of ugali and beans. So
Okay.
if you make, let me say, chicken soup, very, very good also for weight loss and also for fighting colds and coughs. You can also make pumpkin soup. Pumpkins are very common in Uganda, but people don't even eat them that much. I see them in the market a lot.
We say they are for the poor instead.
Yeah, you people. You people, you're not, I don't know what you're up to. Foods that are healthy, they're the ones you're throwing to the poor.
And that's why they are living longer.
Longer and healthier. They are poor, but and you who is rich, you're suffering from all these lifestyle diseases. So pumpkin soup is also very healthy. You can also make tomato soup. Tomatoes are very common and very cheap in Uganda. Tomato soup. So those are things you can incorporate slowly into your diet to make sure you lose weight very quick. And of course, smoothies with fruits. And what God bless us in Uganda, we have lots of fruits.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are cheap, they're not very expensive. So there are things you can do to drastically see results without having to exercise if you're a type who doesn't like exercise.
Yeah, and so here, the problem with here in Uganda, what I've realized, I don't know if it's everywhere in Africa, is if you go to an average restaurant, every a restaurant which everyone can afford of maybe less than $1, or which is like equivalent to $1. The typical meal that you get is you get 95% carbs and maybe 0 point something percent protein, because they'll put for you posho, they'll put for you matoke, they'll put for you Irish, they'll put for you sweet potato, they'll put for you I don't know what, and then maybe you order for sauce and they'll bring for you either legumes, beans, peas, and maybe if you want to make it special and if you have some money, you order for meat. So you can see 90% of the plate is actually carbs. And it explains why, because me being from a hospital setting, why we have all these numbers of these chronic diseases tripling, despite whether you're poor or you're rich, because the poor can afford a meal of $1. So that's why they eat on a daily basis. So we have these diseases we used to call diseases for the rich, now going for the poor as well. So it's really quite interesting. The sensitization is very low. We need to teach people our population about all these foods and why perhaps it's not good for you to eat posho every day.
We managed to eat posho almost every day in boarding school in Uganda because we were young. When you're younger, your body is still having all that energy to fight off diseases. But when you're getting older, your body is getting weaker to fight off certain diseases. That's why when you're older, you should watch more what you eat than when you were younger. We ate ugali every day and beans in boarding school, and we never got sick from it. We never got fat.
And also what explain that is you're very active, you're a young person who is active, you're going to, go for games, pray, burn all that sugar. Your brain is very active. When you sit for prayer and you're reading, your brain is consuming a lot of sugar. So basically, we are consuming a lot of, all this starch and glucose, but you are using it compared to right now when you just consume, do a little bit of office work and then go to sleep.
Yes, that's true. That's very true because a younger person is more active than an older person. But what I advise you talk about going in restaurants and finding that your food is 90% carbs. You are not going to achieve your weight loss goals through eating outside because you have no control of what is on your plate when you eat out. And I advise, I know it's hard to change the culture of us Africans. We like people who think they've made it. They want to eat out in restaurants daily. Then you're not going to achieve your weight loss results because there you have no control at all. Why don't you pack your own lunch? Get a habit where you wake up. If it's bread, buy your brown bread and on it put avocado slices. Avocado has a habit of browning, so you can even just take it all to your job. Or when lunchtime comes, just cut it up nicely, line it onto your bread, eat that. Maybe you have a bottle of a shake, you made a smoothie, drink that. And that's your lunch. And when you get back home, then you can nicely eat your home prepared meal by your wife, whereby you have maybe instructed her to prepare some healthy meal because you're on a weight loss diet. Okay? Because eating out is never going to help you achieve your weight loss goals because you just have no control of what you're going to eat. Now, Another way you can do that is, yeah, packing your breakfast. Why don't you take your breakfast to your job? I don't know what time you leave your home. Take your yogurt to your job with your oatmeals packed. Have your calico bag with your containers full of food, whatever you're going to eat for that day before you get home. These days, most people are driving, so put your containers in the car, dump them there, and that's it. You don't need to go out into a restaurant, look for some lousy prepared food. You're gonna pay so much for it, and it's unhealthy. Now we're talking about somebody who is health conscious. If you're not health conscious, you have your money, eat out all you want, by all means. But if you're somebody who wants to watch your health and what you're eating, please make your own meals as much as possible. Eating out shouldn't be an option. Eating out should be like a once in a while thing, like a pleasure thing. You know, don't make it a daily thing. And that is a culture there in Uganda. When lunchtime comes at job, people are going out to go to restaurants to eat. Where do you get all that time? You're supposed to be productive at your job. Bosses are leaving their offices for 2 hours against the kulanchi. Tali you against the lunch. Really? 2 hours? When are you gonna finish up your boss's job, or even you the boss? When are you gonna attend to matters? You're going out to eat lunch for 2 hours. We waste a lot of time, and then you against the restaurant again the unhealthy things. Bimulwaze atenga wano yandi parkings, she would pack their own lunch. It's healthy, maybe some fruit bowl, cut up some pineapples, cut up some mangoes, put them in a little container, take them to your job. That's something healthy. You're gonna snack between the hours of 7 to when you get home at 5. Healthy, as simple as that. But people don't want. They see that as containers zalinga zabana bato mu nursery school. That's what they think. But here it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing to pack your meal to your job. Even the CEOs do it. It's just a culture here.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. People don't go out to go to restaurants to eat when they're on the job. Where do you get all that time? You don't have it.
Oh, I'm just trying to scan through, trying to look at Ugandans carrying these dishes to their workplaces, and I really wanted to talk about a little bit. I know it's a different kind of thing to introduce to our culture here, that we don't have to be eating from restaurants all the time. We have to be cooking for ourselves. In that way, we shall really have control of what we actually eat, because you sometimes reach in the restaurant, you want to eat certain foods and they are not there, so you can't complain, because somebody who was cooking wasn't your wife, wasn't your daughter, wasn't so you have to eat what's available in the restaurant.
You don't know what kind of oil they used.
Exactly. The hygiene and all that kind of stuff.
So if you prepare your own meals, it's better. A salad. Get a container like this, put in your salad. Take it to your job. If you're on a weight loss diet, get a container like this, put in your salad, take it to your job. A salad like a cabbage salad in Uganda is the cheapest. Cabbages are everywhere. Make a salad with some carrots and some tomatoes, take it to your job, and when it's lunchtime, sit at your job, maybe in your canteen, if you guys have a canteen at your job. In fact, it's at your desk. Just sit at your desk, eat your salad. You don't need to go to a restaurant. It's something healthy. And then after that, put your bag into your car, go back home, and the next day the same. It's not that hard. Naye abana Uganda baagala obutaala. Oh, ngenda kulya out.
So I know you have a lot of stuff to do in a few minutes to come. So this interview was supposed to be short, but because it's been worth being all this long, and because it's enjoyable, people love listening to this kind of stuff. So we actually failed to make it short, and we almost forgot that it was supposed to be about 1 hour. But I'll let you maybe summarize, give your summary, and we wind up.
Okay. The topic was about weight loss.
Best foods for weight loss.
Best foods for weight loss. And I said
beverages.
Okay, and beverages. And in that we mentioned that all foods are good, but it depends how much of it you're eating and when and how you're preparing it. So, but then we went ahead and summarized it into trying to eat veggies and fruits and incorporating lots of green teas in your diet. And of course, Yeah, exercise. Exercise should be part of your lifestyle, by the way. I think that's it.
Oh, so perfect. You can say, you can tell people where you want them to, find you, how you want to, interact with the people. If they have personal questions, where they can perhaps find you and you answer their questions.
Like I said in the beginning, I also have a channel, Fitness, Meals, and Remedies. And that remedy part, that's where I give you things you can use to drastically improve your weight loss plans. So I do that as well. So you can find me on my channel, Fitness and Meals. Please go ahead and subscribe if you do for me. Leave me a comment and I know that you have subscribed and we stay connected. I also have a Facebook and I call it Rachel Fish Namboozo. That's my name on Facebook. I post there not so regularly, but I do once in a while. So you can also follow me on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm also there and I call myself Push Fit Abs. So you can also join me there on Instagram. And yeah, once I get myself organized, I'll post more often on other channels. But my favorite channel right now is YouTube, my YouTube channel. Facebook and Instagram, I'm not so much there once in a while.
And I'm so honored. I'm really humble that we finally made this conversation together, this interview together. We can call it a podcast as well. I think it was worthwhile. You're the first few people I thought about, and I have more of these podcasts coming because I want people in the health and fitness world to talk to the world, because I realize there's a knowledge gap somewhere. So we need to teach these people out there and inspire them by force, if I can even say that.
No,
So, I'm really honored to host you today. I'm gonna put your channel link in the description so that people can go and find you out. And also, do not hesitate to upload this interview on your channel so that you can get an amazing traffic and people understand what you have talked about today. So when it's ready for upload, go to my channel and get it out there and it's on your channel. Don't worry about copyright claims. I'm joking. So basically that has been it today, guys. Hope you learned something. Hope you had the people where you've been noting these things. Hope you're going to implement them in your journey. Do not just go and sit on them. This information should be translated into actions, right? So don't go there and sit on these ones. But otherwise, it's been a pleasure hosting you, Rachel, from Fitness and Meals, and looking forward to hosting you again. So the last time, more.
yes.
Otherwise, you want to say about the viewers?
Yes, bye friends who have been watching us, and I hope you come visit me on my channel. Tonight I'm uploading a video, a fitness meditation video, yoga and meditation. So please come around and support me on my premiere. Bye-bye.